This here is Highway 61 Filling Station Show.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm just working on these. Well, here I got to explain. We've had this presidential election going on for a while, and it's really kind of boring most of the time. But when they got that one colorful guy, and he always makes big statements. He said that he is not happy with the Oreo company because they were going to make a bakery in Mexico. What's wrong with that? Why shouldn't the Mexicans have Oreos too? That would be good for them. Well, he says that they put Oreos down there that maybe the people up here won't have jobs to make Oreos with. So I don't know if that's true, but he says that if they open that bakery in Mexico, that he is not going to eat Oreos anymore, which would leave more for me, which is to be a good thing, for us, for all of us. But that's not the way it's working out. They got that thing where, well, let's say, because he's got a long ways to go. He's got to go through all those primaries and a caucus and everything. But let's say he gets, nominated, and let's say the other people on the other side don't get a very good person, or maybe they get somebody who gets, wrecked for something. So he gets elected president, And then he goes into the executive office, and then he makes an executive order. No Oreos. Well, that is not going to be good, and you remember the Tricky Dick? He did a lot of good things, like he went to China. I learned how to play ping pong, got that thing going, and so we could buy stuff at Walmart. Well, we don't have Walmart here, but, they do. Well, I'm getting off the track. So Tricky Dick got this thing where he created a war on drugs. So we got this war on drugs, and I don't think it's working out real well. But we got a lot of people in prison now that didn't used to be in prison. So that's, is that good? I don't know. Maybe not. Anyhow, and then his wife went on TV and she said stuff like, just say no to drugs. Apparently people didn't say no. I don't think anyway. Well, that's a long story, but okay, so Trump gets in the White House and he makes this executive order, says no Oreos. Well, I could go into like a restaurant down in Winona and I could, let's say a breakfast place, and I'd say, well, let me have a short stack and a couple eggs over easy and a couple of strips of bacon and some coffee and bring, the cream and sugar, okay. That's an order. Well, his order would be no Oreos. Well, the executive order apparently is a big deal, and because the other guys, the bigger guys, been doing it lately, and maybe they would stop having Oreos in the United States, and then let's say it got worse, and then they started a war on Oreos. A war on Oreos. I mean, that would be a disaster. And so, what I'm trying to do is, I'm going to try to stockpile, cookies that were Oreos. They're not Oreos anymore because they don't say Oreo. And then let's say there's this Oreo enforcement person that comes in here and they do a raid. And they look in the freezer, and then they look and say, well, they're not Oreos because it doesn't say Oreos. That's why I'm trying to be smart. Yeah, so anyway, so I'm putting them in these freezer bags, and so you gotta, I'm just going to keep busy doing the, stuff, So you just kind of scrape that off, and it's usually on the other side too. But there's this one problem. I don't know. If you scrape it off, does it still taste like an Oreo, like the genuine thing? There's only one way to find out. It still tastes like a good cookie. Well, I think I got this figured out. Peace. See you later, alligator. I got a stack of Oreos to take care of. But I got to finish eating this one.
Highway 61 Filling Station Show. It's not just Minnesota nice anymore.